Here's the snapback. Here's the kick. He's got the leg into it. If it is good, and it is! Austin scores! A 49-yard field goal, and Indiana leads 27-24.
Oh, it's an end around one to throw. Page looking at the quarterback, and it's a touchdown! Page finds Leno! Penix rolling out of the pocket to a strong hand. Delivers deep down the field. Caught, touchdown! Fry Fogel again.
Welcome to the OEO podcast. I'm your host, Michael Bragg. You can find me on Twitter. It's at Bragley, Braggley. I'm not here with my co-host. He's not here. My co-host is Brandon Dubich. You can find him on Twitter. It's at Brandon Dubich. Brandon spelled traditionally Dubich, D-U-B-I-C-H. I don't know. He's out with the toddler flu or whatever he called it. I can't remember what it was called. But here, fortunately or unfortunately, I guess fortunately for me, so that way I'm just not talking to myself, is our producer, Seth. If you haven't already done it, you can block him on Twitter. It's at Setah5, S-E-T-A-H-5. What's up, Setho?
No mute, no filter. Let's roll, baby.
That's right. There you go. All right. Well, we're here to talk strippers. Wait a minute. No, yeah, you got the right podcast. Yeah, we're here to talk Nebraska, the Corn Huskers, corn strip. I don't know. It was trying to be a joke.
Yeah.
Week 5, we're at Nebraska. That's going to be the 1st of October, time TBD. It is their 4th consecutive home game, 5th game of the season for them. And it's at Memorial Stadium. The other, I don't know which one came, but it doesn't matter. It's not our Memorial Stadium. It's theirs. Quick history lesson. Our last matchup, IU won. If you don't remember, it's 2019. IU won in a pretty fun game, 38-31. A lot of Noah Vedral, which is really disappointing. Brandon's not here. Fun game, lots of yardage, good balance from IU, really good running attack from everybody. Stevie Scott, Peyton Ramsey. Ramsey had a huge game. I think over 380, a couple tutties. It was a fun game. There's a play that always sticks out to me. I cannot remember who picked up the fumble. It may have been Alfred Bryant picked it up. And he was going to take it back to the house, and Jamar Johnson starts celebrating with him instead of making the block on the wide receiver, who ends up tripping. I think it was wide receiver or Vedral ends up tripping him up short of the touchdown. We ended up scoring pretty shortly after, but I thought it was always pretty funny. This is, I don't know if it's a shock or not, but it's been a few years since we've talked Nebraska. All-time record, IU 10, Nebraska 8, with 3 ties thrown in there. And Seth, if you don't mind joining in this one here, their head coach is Scott Frost. LOL. Still somehow, and going into it, I believe it's his 4th season with a sweet Nebraska record of 15-29. Let's talk a little bit of about Nebraska's schedule, and then I'll let Seth talk for a minute. They also play week 0 as well as Illinois. A little bit of a difference. They play, quote, at Northwestern, but the game's being played in Ireland. Nebraska opens as a 12.5-point favorite there. It seems fat. And then they play North Dakota, and then they play Georgia Southern, and then they play Oklahoma. And then they get a bye week. And then they get IU at home. So it's like, what kind of schedule is that?
All right. This is the Scott Frost contract extension year schedule. The fat line of 12.5 in Ireland against Northwestern is insane. And first of all, I hate the international games. Just It doesn't matter.
Does Northwestern wear their weird, is it the gold ones that have like the weird kind of Celtic writing on them or whatever.
We're gonna do the whole thing before the game where I pretend like I'm not gonna watch, and then I watch it anyways. Then I make fun of everything about the game. And then North Dakota, Georgia Southern, those are win pads. And then this is going to tell you how desperate occasionally Fox is for football games or college football games. Oklahoma at Nebraska is already announced as the Big Ten, what is it, noon kickoff special palooza or whatever it's called. Big noon kick.
Yeah. Big noon. Yeah. The Fox Big Noon.
Yeah. So that'll be unbearable.
Their answer to College Game Day with I think a bunch of USC people, right? Isn't it like Reggie Bush, Matt Leinart?
Mm-hmm. I'm sure Carson Palmer will weasel his way in at some point.
Mark Sanchez, I think, is in there. I'm serious. I think it's like a ton of USC people. Sark Sanchez. That's a really good backwards name thing. I don't know. I mean,
but there is an honest chance they're coming into this game 3-1, and you would just expect from the lollipops in there, and then if they even say they have a 60% chance of winning it in Ireland, I was gonna say at Northwestern, they're gonna get the doors blown off by Oklahoma, and they can come into this game 3-1. And we've talked about where IU is going to be. I mean, it might be 2 3-1 teams, 3-1, 2-2,
3-1, 4-0.
Yeah. So
get it. Looking at their schedule to see if they've got that Oklahoma game is a noon kickoff. So I'm assuming that's probably one of those weird Fox games too.
Yep. 11 o'clock local, of course, which makes it. And then Rutgers, Purdue, Illinois, Minnesota. So they don't play again, this is a mean thing to say to you. But they don't play a meaningful conference game until at Michigan in mid-November.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, granted, none of these teams are a surprise. I mean,
they might lose every single one of them. Don't get me wrong.
I can't imagine Rutgers. I mean, Rutgers is at Rutgers. I mean, IU did win with what I think we voted as the best team we've been able to watch of IU's history, but they did win in Nebraska last time they played. I mean, they've got quite a stretch to finish the season there. Even if Scott Frost is hanging on any sort of hope, they will finish with what I'm assuming is 3 consecutive losses.
I just know the people in Lincoln already have frostbit headlines like pre-written in.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So I'm just looking again at their schedule. You've got the weird Ireland game, and then again North Dakota, like not even the good North Dakota FCS team.
No, they're afraid. Let's be real. They're afraid
what
to
happened
play
to North
State.
Dakota's logo, by the way? Did they get sued by Notre Dame? They were the ones that used to have like the Notre Dame.
They used to be the Fighting Sioux, maybe, and then they changed
now
to something else.
Fighting Hawks.
The Fighting Hawks, but then they also had the interlocked ND, which they've been all sorts of on the trademark on mascot,
the woke line. Like they've just been walking the line the whole time. What is Oklahoma's season looking like? Because they don't really have season win total 2022. Like they're not the same Oklahoma team. Are they? 8.5 wins is what they're getting.
Yeah,
right now.
I think how I think the Big 12 is a little bit overrated, and
they're also favorite to win the Big 12 at 8.5 wins.
I was gonna say, so 8.5 wins might win the Big 12, and then I think they're going to be in trouble when they get in the SEC. But whatever. I think there's going to be a drop off, but I still think that I hate this phrase, but from a Jimmy's and Joe's standpoint, you would expect Oklahoma to just throw the dice out there and be able to beat Nebraska pretty easily.
Yeah, Oklahoma did it right. I mean, they've got 2 really good really good, but good warm-up games for them. I mean, they've got UTEP at home, Kent State at home.
Yep.
And then they've got the Nebraska game. So they get 2 mid-major schools
that usually finish in the top half of their conference, but aren't really a threat to win. Yep.
And then they hop into their conference schedule, which I don't know. I don't even know who's good anymore over there. Baylor, maybe.
Sometimes they don't play defense at all. Sometimes they can't score points. It's the Big 12 makes no sense.
Nope. Well, we're not a Big 12 podcast, so
Oh
we
yeah,
don't have
good
to
point.
talk too much about them. But yeah, I think it is a little concerning. And I did during the research, I threw my hands in the air and said, of course, because as I was going through the schedule and getting ready for this pod tonight, I was like, I'm going to go check their schedule again and make sure that they don't have a bye before they play IU.
Mm-hmm.
And of course they do. Of course they have a bye right before they play IU. So, again, Northwestern in Ireland, North Dakota, Georgia Southern, Oklahoma bye week.
Yeah,
Staying at home against IU.
Worst case scenario, they're 2-2. I mean, and coming off a bye. Yeah.
Yeah. The traveling to Ireland, man, that's a fat line going out of the country to play a conference team. Okay, we'll see. I don't know. Let's hop into their team again. It's kind of we'll see. I don't know, kind of a scenario here.
It's the IU Big Ten West team. It's the exact same thing,
except they have maybe more transfers. I don't know.
More.
We could look that up. Yeah,
I think I counted 16 on the 2 deep.
That's insane. Yeah. So I just put in a lot of transfers as their key players. I mean, Adrian Martinez is out finally, but yet he's still playing college football. He's at Kansas State now, I think is what I read.
Sounds right.
This name will sound familiar. Casey Thompson, the quarterback from Texas, transferred in, as well as Chuba Purdy from Florida State.
Chuba.
Chuba. What do I call him? Chuba. I don't know. Whatever.
He's
not going to Chuba not going to play over Casey Thompson, so it doesn't matter. Those two are in. Thompson seems to be the shoe-in for the starting position.
Right.
I think he was one of my top 3 that I wanted as far as a transfer quarterback to come in. Wasn't overly special, but not bad at Texas. I mean, 63% completion percentage, a smidge over 2,000 yards, 24 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Again, Big 12. So I don't know. I'd like to look across the board in the Big 12 to see kind of what those comp out to. I mean, 24 touchdowns and 2,000 yards passing that's a lot of short touchdowns.
Yeah. He was in and out, but he has a dual threat potential. He can run with the ball.
He's a big dude too, right?
Yeah. I think he's 6'1" or 6'2", but he's a thicker guy. He's got a little bit of the dual threat in him, so he can challenge you at the line of scrimmage. He can challenge you. I don't know if he can challenge you deep. He can challenge you kind of over the middle, but he's got a ways to be effective.
Yeah. He's going to have a new offensive coordinator, Mark Whipple, the OC from Pitt for the last, I think, few years or so. Really developed Kenny Pickett. I'll keep wanting to say Kenny Powers. Kenny Pickett. And then Jordan Addison and some other good wide receivers over there, Tazier Mack, the IU transfer. I expect a pretty pass-heavy offense. Their run game was okay. I think I read something along the lines of they ran over 200 yards last year and went 3-0. Amazing what happens when, somebody would think that they would look at that and say, oh, hey, look, we ran the ball over 200 yards. We should probably run the ball more. But they didn't. Also read a pretty funny stat, like in the same thing I was reading. They've run the ball for over 200 yards 15 times since Scott Frost has been the head coach. They've won 10 of those. Again, you would think that they would run the football a little bit more. So 10 out of his 15 wins as a head coach, he's run the football a lot more. Whenever you think Nebraska, you think running the football, Lawrence Phillips, stuff like that. So
Scott Frost.
Yeah. So, let's get back to their offense. Some more transfers coming in, a few wide receivers, Trey Palmer from LSU, Marcus Washington from Texas, Isaiah Garcia Castaneda.
Yep.
Castaneda. There you go. From New Mexico State. Don't know any of them. Just know that all 3 of them transferred in. All 3 of them should work into the lineup. Again, you're losing a lot of production. I mean, you lose, I don't know if Wan'Dale Robinson, was he there last year and is out? I mean, he's gone.
Yeah, he had transferred there from Kentucky, if I remember correctly.
He had a hell of a game in 2019 against IU through the passing game and on the ground as well.
And then they had a guy, Spencer Toure, something like that.
Something like that.
Number
and then,
3.
I'm going to look this up. Omar Manning. He's a wide receiver that's been on their team. Big guy, 6'4". If he sounds familiar to you guys, he's a JUCO transfer from 2020. And if I'm not mixing him up with somebody else, I'm pretty sure IU was pretty heavily involved with him. Yeah, we offered him in 2019. I want to say we sniffed around with some visits, maybe. He's still on the team, 6'4", 225, a big wide receiver, somebody that IU traditionally has struggled with. So we'll see how that one plans out. The other big time transfer that they've got, defensive end, and Seth, I'll let you have that one. O'Shawn. How about O'Shawn?
I'd go with O'Shawn.
O'Shawn Mathis, a transfer from TCU, 12 and a half sacks.
Yeah.
And transferred in 2021. So that's going to be a pretty good threat off the edge there.
Yeah, that one makes no sense to me. It's not like he's looking for playing time. It's not like Nebraska is some kind of bigger professional exposure level than TCU. Maybe he just didn't fit in with the system. I have no idea, but they got a hell of a player there. And if he can produce like that, he's going to be a disruptive force in the Big Ten.
What didn't they lose Gary Patterson, or has he been gone for a while?
I haven't. I was going to say I haven't watched a Horned Frogs game in a couple of years.
So Vegas does have Nebraska at 7.5 wins, and let me see where they've got TCU 6.5. So not anything crazy. Just for reference, they've got IU and Illinois at 4.5.
Patterson was out this year. He is now the special assistant to the head coach of Texas. So what is that, Sark?
I don't know who's at Texas anymore, man. I don't. Kirby Smart? No, not.
Oh,
Kirby
he's
Smart.
at Georgia.
Who was the guy? No, I was trying to make a joke. Shaka Smart.
Yeah, it's Steve Sarkisian.
Either way, yeah. So it's a weird transfer. I'm assuming just because Patterson left, he took off. So
yeah,
there you go. Defense is returning a ton of production from a group that's fairly unproductive from last year. From their standards, from a lot of the boards and articles that I read about them, not very good at anything, not very good at turning the ball over, not very good at pressuring the quarterback last year. Again, this is not a team that I've paid any attention to since 2019. So I don't know, Seth, you may have some more insight on what kind of Nebraska looked like the last year or two.
No, I think it's the same thing they've always kind of rested their hat on. They usually have a decent offensive line. They usually produce a pro or two every year. So you'd think that they'd have an effective run game, if at all possible. They had a guy, Irvin, last year, who was pretty decent in the first few games, tore his ACL. He's expected to be the starter coming back next year still as a redshirt freshman. So I'd expect him to probably be effective, mostly behind the big offensive line. And those boys are big too. They're, lots of 6'7", 325s out there. And then they always have a couple of good linebackers, and they're usually the kind of guys who are like just like their linemen. They're usually like big corn fed, rangy white guys who just happen to be good in coverage. And even Barrett Ruud, who's the inside linebackers coach, he was the exact same player, 10, 15 years ago. They have I think it's Kendrick and Henrik and Reamer, who are their inside linebackers, and those guys are studs. But aside from that, they got a transfer here, a transfer there. Could they be good? Sure. But we just have no idea. And so there's, what do you
talk about the
conjecture?
6'9", 330-pound offensive lineman I think they've got on their team.
Oh, I might have missed him. Yeah. But they're all gigantic.
Yeah, I gotta check this dude out. We should probably talk about him as a key player. I read somewhere on the line 6'9", 330.
Their best guard just got kicked off for the entire season for a failed drug test. He was the German guy, Nureddin Nouli.
Oh,
yeah.
Cool.
But Teddy Prochaka is 6'9", 305.
There you go.
Yeah.
Might be
So
him.
yeah, size is not an issue for these boys.
No, Bryce Bernhardt, 6'9", 330.
Ooh.
Yeah, so some big dudes.
Yeah,
Some
6'6",
big
330, 6'5", 330. Oh god, yeah. Yeah, they're not lacking size.
It looks like he was smart. Big Ten distinguished scholar, Big Ten all academic, Nebraska scholar athlete honor roll. I was gonna say he's got a lot of accolades, but he's just smart and big. So right tackle for Nebraska. We'll see if we can get some pressure, get around him. We've seen what large offensive linemen look like. So recently here with Caleb Jones, he's got some quick feet and can get outside, but we'll see what old Max can do there. So we're going to hop right into some key matchups. I'm going to be brutally honest here, guys. I didn't really write any of these down, but it's going to be the same stuff here. I think that our defensive backfield against Casey Thompson and this fleet of wide receivers, more specifically, I think Omar Manning is the one that's going to cause us a bunch of trouble. Assuming that that's going to be where Taiwan's going to be lined up, or maybe even big play Jay. Either way, thankfully they're not small corners. And hopefully we can try to eliminate him out of there. Do you have any sort of matchup that you're trying to look at here for IU? I mean, I just kind of gave you one here with the offensive line, I think.
Yeah, I was going to say that's the biggest thing is how the trench matchup works on both sides of the ball. If as you were saying, with the big oversized offensive linemen, typically they hold up really well in the run game. They tend to be exploitable in the pass game. So if you guys use your quick linemen to get through there, you can make pressures on Casey Thompson all day long. And then on the opposite side, the IU offensive line, if they can handle Mathis, the 12 and a half sack guy, if they can handle him, you should be able to pass. But if you can't, it's going to be one of those days where you're looking at me all day long going, oh my God, this is awful.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it could disrupt your entire offense pretty quickly.
Yeah. I can't wait for this game. Weird enough, I think that a lot of even some of the players, I'm sure the coaches have had this one circled again for a while since the weird disrespect that Scott Frost threw at us last time we were out there. We were 5-2 going into that game, and thanks to Scott Frost, became bowl eligible shortly after that, pretty early on in the season. So I can't wait to go back out there and do it again. I'd say the next matchup we've got what I'm assuming at that point is going to be a pretty hyped up Nebraska team. Maybe coming off what I think most would be expecting a pretty fat loss, maybe at home, through a bye week, fully prepared. Can IU come off of that Cincinnati road game, win, loss, close game? Anybody, no matter where we're at on that, I think it's going to be close. Either that massive high or that massive low coming off of that, can they bounce back and go straight into another road game, into another tough stadium and get out with a win? So do you have any other key matchups here before we move on here?
Yeah, I think the last one is, again, and what I already touched base on a little bit is the Reamer and Hendricks versus, as linebackers. Are they going to be able to stop Shivers? Are they going to be able to stop, any of the other running backs? Are they going to be able to cover in space? If you can get a slot on a linebacker, they're not exactly guys that I've seen cover deep downfield very well. They tend to be better on short underneath passes. So
yeah, AJ Barner could be a key there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
We probably should have talked about them. I think they combined for over 200 tackles last year. So, they scream Wisconsin style linebackers to me.
Well, they scream Nebraska too, because it's the exact same. Nebraska and Wisconsin have almost the exact same linebacker.
Good, solid,
system. Yep.
Run, stopping, short pass. Yeah.
Fundamentally sound, always in the right place. Yep. But not overly impressive necessarily.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So hey, let's get ready to wrap this up. We'll get towards Brando's Randos. There won't be any Brando's Randos, but I actually have one that I just came up with. I might be able to come up with another one. We'll see. But before we get there, let's take a second to talk about our sponsor, the Monon Track Club. They are Indiana's running brand built on a deep love for the sport in the Hoosier State. They craft products, tell stories, and create experiences that aim to celebrate, support, and add to Indiana's running culture. Check out the show notes for the link to check out their club runs. Man, they just did a club run yesterday. Huge. They're big. They're starting to get big. It's probably because a lot of people listen to the podcast. They go out there, they run, they talk about it. They just talk IU football as they run. Next thing you know, you've run 5 miles, but it feels like 2 minutes. So again, they've got sick gear too. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I don't have it on today, but I always usually rock it during the podcast. Again, hoodies, koozies, shirts, beanies, any of that stuff. If you run, they've got those weird things you guys run in. Either way, check it out. They're offering 10% off to everybody. LEO10, LEO10 at checkout. That'll get you 10% off. And if you know Garrett, just text him. You don't have to pay for shipping. You just go to his house, pick it up. So there you go. Now on to Brando's Randos, which I'm going to try to steal from him here for a second. I've got a good one, Seth, I think. So, Nebraska kind of forced their way into the Big Ten. Nobody really wanted them. I mean, outside of the money that they bring in on the football side of it. When I think about the national view of their program, the overall view of their football fans, does it remind you of another fan base in the Big Ten, whether it be football or basketball? I was going to lean towards IU fan base, but IU basketball has had, and correct me if I'm wrong, way more success, like actual viable success, right, than Nebraska football has.
So if we're talking football only, I don't know if there's one that comes to mind.
Are they the Ohio State of the Big Ten West, but without the success? Like if their fan base were comparable, are they the Ohio State of?
So here's what I liken it to. There is nothing else going on in Nebraska. So, and I'm sure I'm not the first person. Tons of people have said this before. It's the professional sport essentially of Nebraska. Mm-hmm. The only other school I can think of, or is Iowa, where it's really like, because Iowa makes a big deal about wrestling. They make a big deal about women's basketball. They like all the sports Iowa does really well in, because it seems like they get fans out there because there's not much else to do there. So that was the one that came up first to mind. But from a football success only standpoint, I mean, they're the cellar dwellers in the Big Ten West.
Have they had
perennially?
What is their history? One national championship?
Oh no.
Have they had many? So maybe they would be pretty similar.
Don't do this to me.
I'm going to look it up.
I mean, from like the 70s and the 80s were insane. Were
they really?
They were.
Obviously the only one I remember was it 91, 95, 94.
Yeah, that was the last.
And 94, 95, 97.
That was those the big run.
Which one was the Lawrence Phillips? Was that 94, 95, or was that 97? 97 might have been Couch. Is that right? Tim Couch.
All right, here we go. Championships 70 and 71, 94, 95, 97. So they're recognizing themselves at least as 5 national champions.
Wow, they've got a bunch of trophy games.
Yeah. Which none of them matter anymore.
Yeah.
Because they're not in the Big 12, because nobody cares.
Exactly.
Oh God, I totally forgot Bo Pelini was there.
Yeah, that's a thing. Oh, Eric Crouch. Yeah, he was there, right? Was Tim Couch one? Was he a player?
Tim Couch was Kentucky.
Okay, that's right. Crouch is who I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Was he a Heisman Trophy winner? Tim Crouch.
Oh goodness.
Eric Crouch. God, I keep doing it.
I think he was heavily.
He was Heisman Trophy 2001.
Oh my goodness.
Two-time Big 12 Player of the Year. I'm trying to look at their.
Tommy Frazier, Zach Weger. Oh my, they had a bunch of finalists. Yeah, but Johnny Rogers, Mike Rozier, and Eric Crouch are the only ones who won. Tommy Frazier, Lawrence Phillips, Turner Gill, Zach Weger, Ndamukong Suh were all finalists, at least the recent ones.
Yeah, Heisman Trophy. Yeah, there he is. Lawrence Phillips, 1994. Yeah, I forgot about it. The 97 team. Who was on that 97 team? Was that Frazier?
I'm trying to think. Would that be the Behringer year?
1997. This is good podcasting, right?
I know, right? This is just two guys going on Wikipedia together.
Yeah. All right, here we go. I got it. They won the Orange Bowl. Wow, they had a great year. Wins at number 2 Nebraska, Kansas State, Texas A&M, and then they beat. Wait a minute. Hold on. How do you win the national championship when you're ranked number 2 and you beat number 3?
What was 97
team here?
Was 97 No, that wasn't Colorado.
You look up 97, like who they think. Eric Crouch was the quarterback. He was a freshman. Amon Green.
Oh yeah,
you remember him?
Yeah. Long time, unfortunately. Green
Packer. Yeah. Dominic Raiola.
Yep.
Kyle Vanden Bosch.
Yep.
Some good names on here. I mean, nothing that's really. I'm sure we'll get blown up on the Twitters about. Oh, this guy was amazing. And
Dominic Raiola.
11.
Dominic Raiola's brother Donovan is an offensive line coach at Nebraska.
There you go. Yeah. Other than that, I don't see anybody that like jumps out. Or Scott Frost was the quarterback. There you go. As a senior. Anybody else that like jumps out or at least has a Wikipedia page? That was
Michigan was the 97 winner.
Oh, so they're just claiming the 97 national. Okay, they were the coaches poll national champions.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's a disputed one apparently.
Yeah, they ran the I formation. It says here, Tom Osborne. All right. So yeah, sorry about going down that road. I did come up with another question. ACC moving to non-divisional conference next year. How long until the Big Ten finally pulls the trigger? So now it's Pac-12 and ACC, correct?
Yeah, and Big 12, and there's others. Yeah. How many emails have you sent to the Big Ten commissioner so far? I mean,
0, because I haven't thought about that, but I will start sending them.
I assumed you had started your own like personal campaign where you were creating random email addresses and faking your faking account so that you could make it seem like it was a bigger movement. No, I think it's a year. I think it's going to be we've talked about this before. The Big Ten is a follower. They're not leaders. The whole leaders and legends is BS. There's no leaders. They are followers. And so, yeah, I mean, they want to put a situation where Ohio State plays Michigan on championship Saturday. That's what they want. Back-to-back Ohio State versus Michigan games.
Yeah.
That's the dream.
I mean, any of them really. I mean,
nope. That's what they want. The Big Ten football is Michigan and Ohio State, and nothing else matters.
You wouldn't want an IU Purdue? I guess you could do that now, couldn't you?
I do. Big Ten. I'm talking. It's Big Ten.
Gotcha. 10. Just try not to knock your microphone down.
I know, right? The Chicago offices or whatever we want to call it.
Yeah, I hear you. All right. I think that's it.
All right.
Well, I got one more. Do they have the most? Hold on. Is the most overhyped thing in the Big Ten the black uniforms?
Yes.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
There is nothing. Nobody cares.
For the record, they wore the black uniforms against IU and gave up 38 points.
Yeah, so it's obviously vital.
Yeah.
And super meaningful.
Yeah.
All right. Producer Seth's podcast, Zach. Here we go. I have one. And again, this is a familiar theme because The only thing Nebraska is good at right now is being a punchline for most jokes. And I really think that Nebraska sticks out like a sore thumb. We've talked about this before. It makes no sense. We did the Big 12 a favor by taking Nebraska off their hands. And now the Big 12 has managed to shoot themselves in the foot repeatedly in other directions, but that's not our fault.
Nope.
And again, I can also make this argument for for Rutgers. Is there a university that makes less sense in a conference than Nebraska in the Big Ten? And I know we just talked about BYU moving to the conference or American or whatever it is, Big 12. Like the BYU in the Big 12 makes no sense.
Utah in the Pac-12.
They've been dominating the North for the last several years.
I know that, but do they make sense?
I mean, they make more sense than in the Mountain West, where they're pretending to be on the same par as
that
like
where they
Fresno
were?
State. Oh,
I was going to say, wouldn't they make more sense in the Big 12 though?
I mean, it's
Maybe.
two states from an ocean.
It's kind of their style. ACC, then Notre Dame in the ACC is pretty bad.
Yeah.
No, I mean, not really. I mean, the Big Ten's a joke with Maryland and Rutgers.
Okay.
And
so here's the escalation point. If we did an Etch-a-Sketch and we shook up and we redid all the conferences all over again that made sense, Nebraska's a Conference USA team.
Oh shit. I mean, I think they would just be back in the Big 12.
I don't think they're good enough for the Big 12. I think they would. I think
I've got one.
Okay.
Louisville.
Yeah, Louisville doesn't make any sense.
No. What coast are they on?
You're right.
The Ohio River.
You have to take two. Yeah, you have to take 2 flights to get to the Atlantic. Yeah, there. that makes no sense.
That should be a Big Ten school over.
I also think Kentucky should be a Big Ten school. But that's
because then they would have to play IU.
Yeah, put Kentucky and Louisville, get rid of Rutgers, and get rid of Nebraska.
I'm a happy camper. Next year, by the way. IU and Louisville starts those 3.
Is that the round of games on the slate coming up in the next few years that you're most excited about right now?
Yeah, because the first one's in Lucas Oil, and then it's at, I don't even know if it's still called Papa John Stadium or not, but then it's at that one,
Papa John Cardinal Stadium or something.
And then it's in Bloomington. So
oh my god.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of what big stadium in Kentucky that they could possibly play that game in, and there's nothing.
That's it. Papa John Stadium. Yeah. So it'll be weird at Lucas Oil. I've seen a few games there with IU, but it's just been against Ball State. It'll be weird to see them against a bigger opponent. So cool.
All right. That's it for me. Yeah. I just, I didn't get enough ripping on Nebraska, and during the original podcast, I needed to find a couple more ways to tear at them.
There you go. All right. Well, we'll wrap this up here with some way too early predictions. We did not get one from Brandon. I would assume he would take, I don't know, man.
Hold on. One more thing. Nebraska is showing that the game is planning to be at 6 or 6:30 Central Time.
They are showing that?
That's what they're showing on their website.
Okay.
Huskers.com sports football schedule.
There you go. That's not ideal. I don't think. I think that was when we may have played them like 3:30 in 2019.
All right. Sorry. Your prediction.
No, your prediction.
All right. Here we go. IU 31, Nebraska 14.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, I know you hated Nebraska in the group text like a lot.
I still think Scott Frost goes 6-6 and then gets an extension, but that's
oh my god, that's so ridiculous. I'm trying to find out
the schedule sets up for them perfectly to fall ass backwards into 5 or 6 wins. And unfortunately, IU and Purdue might be one of them, but oh well, who cares?
Yeah. Wait, your score was IU 31,
Nebraska 14.
Okay. All right. All right.
I have zero conviction in it, but that was the mood I was in.
I was in a mood today too. I've got IU 31, Nebraska 24.
Okay.
So very close. I think it's a similar style game than it was 3 years ago. By the way, that game was at 3:30. I'm trying to remember where it was for that one. Might have been probably just at home. I don't know.
You're never going to a game in Lincoln, right?
No. So we actually in 2019, that was going to be our game. That was going to be our away game. Logistically is a freaking nightmare to get to Lincoln. I think flying in,
like Kansas City?
Nah, you can fly into Lincoln, but it's real expensive,
right.
and you got to fly out of Chicago. I think it's just a disaster. And then driving, I believe is somewhere like 6 or 8 hours, one of the two. And I'm like, nah, nah, I'm good. Like they made Yes Man, they made it really easy for him to get to Lincoln, Nebraska, right?
That's bogus from what? John Wayne Airport or
whatever they were at. Yeah, just some crappy little airport. But I guess Jim Carrey and Zooey Deschanel can take their private jet wherever they want to take it. So all right, cool. Well, let's wrap it up. Be sure to check out the pod. It's on Twitter. It's at Podcast LEO. Be sure to download, follow, rate, review, do all that fun stuff. Tell your friends if you want to. It doesn't matter. We'll talk to you guys next week when we talk about the matchup at home against the Wolverines. Love you guys. Elio.
He
said it. I was going to do a Brandon thing, but it didn't matter.
Elio. Awesome day. Elio. Thank you so much, Rick. I appreciate that. Elio.
All right, great. Elio.
Appreciate you guys. Elio. You're welcome, Dave. Have a great day. Elio.
Have a great day. Elio.
Appreciate you being here with us. Have an awesome day. And Elio.
Oh, thank you so much. Elio.
Well, thanks so much, Elio. Hey, thanks so much, Mike. Appreciate that. Elio. Appreciate you guys, man. Have an awesome day. Elio. Awesome. Elio. Elio.